Is there a different or better identity for kids to hold other than a gendered one, or is gendered so base that it will occupy a lot of their ID? I think it's an excellent question. I can only give you my opinion. And my opinion is that identity is an ongoing process that most of us as humans define our identity across over the years, and it can evolve and change. But the most basic identity for a child is probably the things that they personally value. Like, I'm a member of my family, I'm a son or a daughter or a brother or a sister. And then you might say, you're not a brother if you're not a boy, you're not a sister if you're not a girl. But it's not that you have an identity as a boy or an identity as a girl. See, that's what they've done, is they've put this idea in our head that there's such a thing as gender identity, and there isn't. You perhaps have other parts of your identity that might be gendered, like I said, brother or sister, but I don't walk around thinking of myself as having a female gender identity. I don't. I'm just me. I am female, but how I express that is, my own business. And we were at that point. That's why I said we've gotten to a point where we've blown out the walls of all the stereotypes a long time ago, right? Women can wear suits and cut their hair short, and men can, I suppose, if they want to wear heels and makeup. Men wear makeup all the time. Men have worn makeup since, like the 15th century. That's not something new. But we've sort of blurred the lines of what's expected there for a very long time. So, they've just taken gender expression and they've blurred it with sexuality, and they blurred it with this feeling in your body called gender identity, which is just not true. So I guess what I would teach my own children, what I have taught my own children, is, you are those things that are most obvious. Like, you're a member of our family, you're my child, and you belong to yourself, and you're the sibling to your siblings, if you want to use sibling in ungendered language. But other than that, you're the sum total of the things you like, and the things you like to do, and your tastes and your interests and your whatever. I mean, we've twisted what identity means, to include all these externalized and immutable things, like what color skin you have, or what your ethnicity is, and that these things don't really tell us a lot about you, right? See, you're not going to learn anything about me, really, that wouldn't be a stereotype if I said to you, for example, well, I'm half Jewish and half Mutt. Okay. Like, what does that tell you? It tells you nothing, unless you start filling in with all kinds of stereotypes. If I told you, I'm in this such and such generation, same thing. You're going to have to start filling in with stereotypes, with heuristics of what you've experienced in the past. It doesn't tell you who Deb Philman is. And we have to teach our children the same thing: is who you are is located inside, and it's evolving. You're going to make that, not your teacher, not your school. And guess what? Not me. The parents don't even do it. We can influence our children's journey. We can expose them to things. We can support them in their development. But most people agree that if a parent says, you are this, that's a bit controlling. Right? I mean, we see stories about that all the time. You're going to be a Catholic and that's it, or whatever. You're going to be a doctor, or you're going to be this, or your identity is as a blah, blah, blah. And we instantly know that's kind of domineering when a mom or dad does it. Why is it okay when the teacher does it? You're a white, cis, hetero, blah, 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 blah. And we go, oh, yes, definitely agree with that. We don't call the teacher overbearing. We should. Anyway, I don't know if I answered your question, but that's kind of like, the identity question is one that gets me fired up, because I think a lot of us have bought into the notion that we even should be discussing it with our children. Why? Why should we be discussing it with young children? I was never taught, nobody talked to me about my identity when I was in grade school or even high school. Literally no one. I made it all the way through 12th grade without anyone talking to me about my friggin' identity. Why are we doing it? Give me a good reason to do it.